And now a good morning to you and welcome to our Bird Notes. With the changing of the seasons, the birds are on the move, of course, heading south, some from here to South America and Central America, some, like the ducks, from Canada to here. But there are 4 birds that most likely will not make it this far south, 4 that I would dearly like to see. I suppose all birders have at least a mental list of the birds they would like to eventually see. As a matter of fact, there is even a book titled 100 Birds to See Before You Die. The list is very subjective, of course, but that is certainly the author's prerogative. One bird on my list, for example, would be the little painted bunting. And the hoopoe. I spent a year and a half in Germany dressed in green with shiny boots and a couple of months traipsing around Europe and never once saw a hoopoe. It is still on my list. As to the big 4 unseens, they are all denizens of the far north, large raptors, each of imposing bearing. Let's start with the gerfalcon, the largest falcon on the continent. 2 feet long with a 4-foot wingspread, a magnificent and powerful bird which comes in color phases from pure white through gray to almost black. They usually fly close to the ground, searching for their favorite prey, ptarmigans. The gerfalcon rarely winters as far south as the U.S., but in 1970 and 71, several were reported in the northern part of this country. As the gerfalcon is the largest falcon, the goshawk is the largest accipiter on the continent, another impressive bird with a wingspan approaching 4 feet. The goshawk lives in the dense pine woods of the north and can fly very deftly and very fast through the forest, pursuing its prey. It is a fierce and determined hunter, not easily deterred. The goshawk, too, moves south in the winter, further than the gerfalcon, so that they occasionally turn up in Virginia. Of more ghostly mien are the other 2 boreal raptors, the great gray owl and the snowy owl. The great gray lives in pine and spruce forests in the far north. It is the largest owl in North America in terms of dimension, 2.5 feet long with an almost 6-foot wingspread. It's big, and it's scary-looking, with piercing yellow eyes and facial markings like serious eyebrows. In the winter of 1978-79, some of these dark hunters made their way to the U.S. The best known of this quartet is the snowy owl, which is actually heavier than the great gray. It, too, is a large bird with a wingspread over 5 feet. It's mostly white, with some darker barring, especially on the females and the young. It perches on or near the ground, seldom in trees, surveying the land for lemmings and other small mammals. The snowy owl has made several periodic invasions of the U.S. and has been seen in Virginia on several occasions over the years. I'm still waiting to see one, or any of the other birds that I've mentioned. You'll have noticed the reference to occasional movements of these birds further south than usual. These irregular incursions are called irruptions, beginning with an I, not eruptions, that's for volcanoes. The common explanation for these eruptions is a fluctuation in food supplies of these birds. Snowy owls have been the prime example for this. Lemming populations rise and fall with some regularity. The cycle roughly runs every 4 years. So snowy owls erupt in the southern direction roughly every 4 years. However, a recent article in Natural History magazine suggests eruptions may be tied to an increase in food supply, on the theory that more food results in more nesting success and thus extra birds, and they have to move somewhere to find food. The article also mentions that one of the best places to see snowy owls is Logan Airport, where the flat terrain is similar to the tundra. So I think I'll let others address the causes of eruptions, and I'll book a ticket to Boston and perhaps see at least one of the 4 impressive, imposing raptors on my list.